Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I'm Patty Dooley, independent Tupperware consultant, and I love to show you and teach you how to use the Tupperware products in cooking and everyday living. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. Glad to have you here today. Good to see you. I had a subscriber ask me about doing stuffed bell peppers in the steamer. So that's what I'm going to do today. Now, as you'll see, I've got the steamer out here, I've got the stack cooker out here, I got the Power Chef out here. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail how all the other items work. I have other videos that if you want to go back and check those out, you can. I've got stuff where I've used just the stack cooker, making salsa, all sorts of things. So go back and check out my video channel on those particular products. But today I'm using the steamer to steam the stuffed bell peppers once we get them done. No turning on the oven. I'm not going to use the stove at all today. Woo! Yeah. But the steamer, I love this thing because I personally love steamed vegetables. My husband tells me a good vegetable gave up its life just to be steamed because it's not fried. But I love them steamed. Anyway, the top and the base are made with a metal on the inside, and it's encapsulated in plastic. And if you'll see, it has holes in the bottom, and then there's a colander, has holes in that as well, and then there's a tray. Well, you put your water in this tray, set the base down there, put the top on, and then the microwaves do not penetrate the food. They actually hit the tray, heat the water up, and then the steam comes actually up through the food and cooks it. So that's how the smart steamer works. And we will be using this in a few minutes, and we're only going to be using the bottom part and not the colander part today. But to get started on the recipe, mine is just a basic stuffed bell pepper recipe. Now there is all types of ways you can do this. You can do a Mexican, a Mediterranean, you know, any number of spices and seasonings that you like, use that. But I kind of like the flavors of the foods themselves. So I do season, but I don't put a ton in there, you know, so because I like the flavors. But in my stuffed bell peppers, I'm going to use the Power Chef here. If you've heard me talk about it before, it has the funnel, the paddle for mixing, and then the blade. We're using the blade today. This is a protector. It protects the blade and your fingers because it is very sharp. And what I do is I cut the tops off of my bell peppers, and then I take those chunks that was the top and just tear it apart to use inside the recipe. So I've got, maybe about a half onion, a small onion, not a large onion. Then I'm going to throw in some of the tops of the stuffed bell peppers. I like the seasoning of the bell pepper to go all the way through it. And then I've got a clove of garlic. And I'm just going to put the top on and set this down, and we're going to pull this little pull cord and chop this pretty fine. Not so fine that it's almost to a puree, but small like rice. Want to see if I'm done yet? Yes, I am. Look at that. Just that many pulls, and it chopped it down that fine. So I'm going to put that in there. Now you can use more or less, depends on your taste, on how you want yours to be. But I'm just going to use that much right there for now. And then I'm going to need to cook the meat. And I'm actually going to use the steamer, or the stack cooker, to cook the meat. Now you've heard me talk about this before. If not, go back into my videos and check out the stack cooker. It comes with a top that you can cook in, a funnel, doing meatloaves and cakes and stuff like that. It comes with a strainer. It comes with a 1 3/4 quart, and then it comes with a 3-quart bottom. So we will be using this. And I'm going to use the 1 3/4 quart to cook the meat in. So we're going to put the strainer in here, and this is just my hamburger meat. It's going in raw. and it averages like 6 minutes a pound to cook meats in the microwave. Now I'm just going to break this up, and I'm putting it in the colander part, and then I'm just setting it down inside of the next one there. I'm going to break that up, get a little broken there, and you're going to go back and chunk it up, you know, a little bit more when it's done cooking. Let me wash off my hands here. I've got water sitting here waiting. Soapy water, because you don't want to contaminate your food. And then I'm going to use maybe not quite a half a teaspoon of salt on the top of there. You want to give the meat some flavor. I'm going to put in some freshly ground pepper on top. And then I want to use a little bit of the steak and chop seasoning. Like I said, you can do whatever seasonings you like. I'm not going to season the meat, you know, too heavy, but I want it to have some flavor. We're going to do that. And then I'm going to take some of the bell pepper and onion and the garlic that we chopped and put in there. Now I'm going to spread that out around the top, and I'm going to leave just a little bit in the Power Chef for later use. I'm going to put the top on that. Then I'm going to take the bottom section here, and I'm going to put in about a cup of water. And then this is our oval number 4. We don't have these particular tops out right now, but I love these because I can put my rice in here and just measure it out, because this little cup that comes on top of it holds 1 cup. And I'm going to put about a cup of instant rice in there, maybe a little bit more. And then we're just going to give that a little bit of stir. You can season some of your rice now, or you can wait till it's done. So we're going to set this whole thing. See, I have the rice on the bottom, the meat in the colander part. I'll get it right here in a minute. And then the 1 3/4 quart is where the juice is going to drip down in there from the hamburger meat. So I'm going to cook this for about 6 minutes on 1250 in the microwave, and as soon as that's done, we will come back and finish the recipe. So you guys hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, so that was a fast 6 minutes, wasn't it? The stuff cooked in the stack cooker, and as always, I always stress this, whenever you're cooking in the microwave, there is always steam. If you have a top on it, you know, whatever, just be sure and open the lid away from your face. You see all that hot steam coming out? You do not want to burn yourself, because it really, really will. It's very hot. And right here, we have our hamburger that has drained down. We'll take that and stir that around a little bit and break it down just a little bit more. And then here you can see we have the grease and stuff that was on the bottom. So we're going to set that aside. We don't need that. Now if you want to try saving a little bit of the juice on top, then skim it with a spoon for that seasoning that's still in there. And then here's our rice. Everything cooked in 6 minutes. And I have to confess, I did add just a tad bit more rice and water. I'm a rice person, so I did add a little bit more to it before I cooked it. But right now I need to break down the hamburger just a little bit more before we mix it all together. And you'll just go in there with a spoon or something, and you know, this one is a tight spoon, a heavy spoon, and we're going to mix this around a little bit. And if your hamburger meat's still just a little bit pink, don't worry, because it's going to steam and cook as it goes into the steamer in the microwave. So you're looking at another 15 minutes of cook time there. So don't worry about that. We're going to break this down a little bit more. Now, if you don't have a smart steamer, don't worry. Just make your filling and everything as you would on the top of the stove. I just happen to be using minute rice, so it cooks faster in the steamer, or in the stack cooker rather. You can cook your ingredients on top of the stove with whatever it is you like. A lot of times I like using brown rice in mine. Okay, so we have this all chopped up. And I'm just going to take the meat here and put it in this with the rice instead of messing up another bowl. I'm just going to add the meat mixture to the rice that was in the bottom. And I'm just going to stir that around a little bit. Now, the stuff that I had left over, because I like that little bit of crunch and stuff to it, I'm not going to add very much in there. I say I'm not, I probably will. And I'm going to re-season this again because you have the rice that you need to season. So that's some crushed black pepper there. I've got another teaspoon of the steak and chop seasoning. Like I said, you can season this up however you like. Italian seasoning is really good in it. And I'm going to put maybe a half a teaspoon more of salt. Probably not that much, just enough to salt the rice. And then I have a can of diced tomatoes. You can use plum tomatoes if you want to de-seed the tomato and chop it up and put it in there, that's fine. Or you can use the canned diced tomatoes. I'll use the whole thing plus the juice. Plus I'm using the Tupperware can opener here. And you can see no sharp edges. I can do that right there. And this is really good for a left or right-handed person. It just sits flat on the top, close the handle, turn, and it's got the little pitcher there on the top that you pick the lid up with. And then I'm just going to add in my diced tomatoes, as much as you like or as little as you like, or if you don't like tomatoes in it at all, don't worry about it. Use your recipe how you like to cook yours. Now, seeing that this is not going to go in the oven, if you add a little extra rice, if you're cooking it in the stack cooker, add a little extra water to your rice for that moisture. But if you're cooking it in the oven, you might want to add some tomato sauce to this so as it's cooking it doesn't dry out in the oven. I don't think I'm really going to need much moisture in here at all. I'll tell you what, that looks good enough right there just to eat on its own. So I'm going to take the steamer now. I'm going to take the top off and I'm going to just fill my bell peppers with the filling here. And you're probably going to have more left over, so you can put it in a little pan if you like, and then finish it off in the microwave. And this will probably hold, I know, a good 5 bell peppers, but I've just got 4 here today. We're going to pack that in there. And we're just going to set them around the side. Like I said, depending on your bell pepper, it can hold 5 bell peppers in here, 4 around the outside, 1 in the middle. And I've got a lot of stuffing left here, so I'm going to put it in a little pan later. or if you're like me and it's just two of us here at the house now, I can take this and freeze it and thaw it out for another day for stuffed bell peppers or something else. So there we have it. We've got the stuffed bell peppers in the steamer. Now what next I have to do is put water in the bottom tray. And this is what's going to cook the peppers themselves. I haven't pre-cooked the peppers. I know there's a lot of recipes, like my mom used to cook stuffed bell peppers, and she'd get a big pot of boiling water going, and she'd set the bell peppers in there and kind of cook them a little bit in that, and then fill them and then put them in the oven. So, you know, it took a while for her to make a nice big batch of bell peppers. But because we're going to steam these, we don't have to pre-cook them. So I'm going to set this in here, and then the top on the steamer, and I'm going to put this back in the microwave for about between 10 and 15 minutes to make sure that the bell peppers are tender. And that's really cooking the bell peppers, and then it's going to finish cooking the meat. Like I said, if you had a little pink left in your meat, that's fine. Don't worry. It'll finish cooking as it's steaming in the microwave. So I will be back in a few minutes and show you how this recipe turns out. So stay tuned. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, guys. And this has cooked for 15 minutes in the Smart Steamer. And I am going to take the top off, and once again, always open away from your face so that the steam does not burn you. Ooh, you see that steam. Something else. Now, something I did go back and do almost to the end there was I added a little bit of cheese. I'm not much on a bunch of goo and stuff on my food. I like the flavors of the food to speak for itself. So I do put some cheese, some stuff, you know, from time to time. But for the most part, I like the taste of the actual food. You can look at these bell peppers and just tell that they are completely done here. Oh, and if you could just smell this, it smells amazing. I'm just going to leave those set right there and then show you this one right there. Stuffed bell peppers, steamed to perfection. You can see the knife is going in easy. The bell pepper is completely done. I didn't have to turn on the oven or the stove or anything like that. I just done everything in the microwave, and it smells wonderful. And like I said before, if you don't have the stack cooker or anything, just do it how you normally would. And then if you have the Smart Steamer, just put it all in the bell peppers with the bell peppers raw, and then steam it for about 15 minutes. Now, depending on the wattage of your microwave, you may have to play a few minutes with it. But mine was at 15 minutes, and it's completely done here. And the leftovers that I had, I just put in a vent and serve. So if we don't happen to eat this tonight, then all I have to do is place this in the freezer. And this would do some really, really good stuffed tomatoes. You know, the nice big round tomatoes. Place those in there. Oh, that would be so great too. And it would probably do 3-4 tomatoes in here. But if at any time you're watching my videos and you want a catalog or a brochure, the current brochure, just let me know, and I'll be glad to send one to you. Now, sometimes if it's close to the end of the brochure coming to an end, I'll wait until the next new brochure starts and then mail out to you. So if you wonder sometimes why it takes so long, it's because I don't want to catch you right there at the end and then not have the next brochure that's coming out. If you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to. If you're a current subscriber, well, like I said, thank you for watching. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/TW You can always message me there and contact me for recipes or how to use a product or whatever information it is you're needing. Maybe you would like to become a Tupperware consultant and you need more information on it. I'll be happy to get with you and talk with you about it. I'm excited to say I have signed up for Periscope today. Now, I don't know how well that's going to go, but if you're on Periscope, look up for TW Patty Dooley on there. I'll be trying that out pretty soon. And you can find me on Pinterest. Look up P Dooley 1 on Pinterest. And I'm on Twitter at TW Patty Dooley, so you can find me on there. Easy to find me in a lot of places, and I'm on uh, Instagram at TW Patty Dooley as well. So you guys have a great day. I thank you for watching. I really do appreciate you stopping by. And if you've got a recipe that you'd like to see me Tupperize it, comment. Let me know. Email me, pattydooley@hotmail.com, and I'll be glad to see what I can do to cut down cooking time, change how it works and everything, and do a video for you. So I appreciate one of my subscribers who requested the bell peppers, because I happen to just absolutely adore bell peppers and will be enjoying this for dinner tonight. So you guys have a great day, and until we meet again, be blessed. Bye-bye.